Hey guys and girls, Dennis Brown here again, and just picked up some new gear. I'm sitting here adjusting cameras. Just picked up some new audio gear. There've been a lot of comments about how the audio isn't quite loud, and this is gonna drive me crazy. How the audio isn't quite loud enough. So this is just kind of a goofing off demo, but and it's a demo of a guitar I built. I pieced it together. It's a partscaster, and uses a 95-96 Fender Mexico body that originally was painted red, and they shot black over it. Apparently, they must have screwed up the red somehow, and it didn't look right, so they shot black over it. And I bought the body and just put in brand new everything. Doesn't look like it. It looks really kind of cockeyed, and I love it just the way it is. This is my favorite guitar. If I had to go gig, if I had to go on tour and I could only take one guitar, this is the guitar I would take. It's affectionately called the Brick because it weighs about 10 pounds, the heaviest Telecaster I've ever owned. Fender Bender is the brand name, or the model name I've assigned it. It does use some Fender parts. The body is Fender. The tuners are Fender. Don't need locking tuners because, quite frankly, I can leave this guitar up for 3 months and not touch it, and it's perfectly. And I have not even tried to tune it. It's one of those guitars that just never goes out of tune. And it's got a WD neck, full width, 1 11/16 or 43 millimeter neck. It's a made in Japan WD. WD is Fender licensee, so it has the right headstock shape and all of that. So it's Fender licensed. It's 12-inch radius. Control wise, because they're buckers, I tend not to use tone knobs on buckers. And I have one volume knob, one 3-way Gibson-esque switch, and there's a reason why I do that. When you pull it down, it doesn't get muddy. So once you get the capacitor and the tone knob out of the circuit, it works like a real volume knob with no drop in tone. I took I'm pretty sure that was a Chinese plate off of a cheap set that I just tore the guts out of and spun it around and drilled out the hole a little bigger for that. The big differences are, if you look at the bridge, you notice it has compensating pieces, and you notice it's notched. I took a Dremel and notched it back. I tend to play right on the bridge, and I'm constantly hitting right there. I'm constantly hitting that metal right there. So I notch it a little bit up here and a little bit down there. It doesn't do anything to, and that's an actual Fender bridge. The real showstopper are the pickups, and the pickups are like my favorite pickups for a Telecaster. That is a Seymour Duncan Jazz, which is, to me, is the best neck pickup ever made. They have a just really well-defined clarity, and they're just they just sound great. And the back is a little 59 or Lil 59. And which is basically their 59 pickup in Telecaster size. And it captures the flavor. It doesn't sound exactly like it because it's in a smaller package. It's a little brighter. It's a little more Telecaster-esque, which is great. It works really well. So you get some of the flavor and some of the attitude of a single coil, but it's obviously, you can twang with it and all that, but it's definitely a humbucker. I mean, if you set it next to another one, it's definitely a humbucker. So I thought what I might do is do some sound samples and let you hear it. My favorite guitar, the Brick, run through a Marshall because I like that Marshall, and Marshall a DSL 40 CR, pretty common gigging amp for guys, and let's give it a listen. Need to use that more. Need some cleaner. there you go. That is the guitar I lovingly call the Brick. And Seymour Duncan Lil 59, Seymour Duncan Jazz. And it is heavy as a brick. And the sustain is... Gotta love that. Better than my Gibsons, to be honest with you. But more importantly are these, if you're looking for something for a Tele, they're not the cheapest pickups out there, obviously, but you get what you pay for, and this is a great set to throw on any Tele that you happen to have. I really don't have anything negative to say about them. You know, I love them. That's why I've got them in my favorite guitar. Thanks again. Until next time, you're welcome.